Well, one thing I have been thinking about a lot lately is the idea of fractals. And so the thing about a fractal is it's a simple rule. Fractals are generated by simple rules that are repeated across different areas and at different scales. So like if you think about a tree, the simple rule is just grow a little bit and make a branch, grow a little bit more and make a branch. And the same simple rule will also make roots, which is why the underground part of a tree looks like the above ground part. Um, so I think we sort of are starting to notice the not very healthy simple rules that you see across different systems, which is why there's this sort of feeling of resonance between something like the Me Too movement or Keep It in the Ground or Black Lives Matter. Like they're very different topics, but there's a similar feeling, and they're all pointing out an abuse or misuse of power in different sectors between people in the earth, or between white people and people of color, or between men and women. And so part of a way to just think more simply and concretely about the changes that need to happen are putting in place new simple rules. And they do, I think, have this fractal similarity. So a simple rule away from power over and domination toward cooperation and connection. And if you have that as your kind of North Star, then it doesn't really matter what realm you're working in. It could be your small team and how you want to treat each other. Cooperation and connection, or domination and power over. It could be trying to move a massive piece of policy or build a huge collaboration, or it could be how you work in your garden and how you're going to work with the soil, or what you decide to eat, or how you want to, maybe you're building a house. Like finding those new templates and then putting them in practice at all different scales is a way that I'm sort of trying to cut through the complexity and the tumultuousness of the moment and find something that I can sort of turn to in any context or multiple times a day. And the other thing that I'm playing with is the idea that change happens in this fractal way, and so it doesn't matter too much if you found the exact perfect place to intervene, that to some extent anywhere that we weaken those old patterns by practicing new ones opens up some degrees of movement elsewhere. And the insights that I might get if I try to have like healthier relationships with the people I supervise in my company, that I'm learning something about power and how to use it constructively that also applies to my garden, or also applies to the way we need to structure policy for clean energy. So the beauty of this idea of fractals, I think, is that for me, it makes things simpler. It helps with that overwhelm of feeling like you have to do it all, or you're small and you're powerless and there's no way you could do it all. And it's much more about the way that you approach things than exactly where you approach them or exactly what you do or what you accomplish. So fractals.